At the end of February, here at the International Labour Organization, ILO, the Holy See, with other religious organizations, held this conference with the theme Rethinking Labour and the Future of Work, an Interreligious Perspective. This was the first interreligious event ever held at the ILO.
You know, my thought was first, this is the ILO, a part of the United Nations, and it's basically an interfaith religious event. This is very unusual, isn't it?
The ecumenical movement, I mean, how the churches work together and come together, is about being church together in the world. And work is, from a Christian perspective, one of the basic dimensions of life, is a calling from God for the common good. So why not discuss it with ILO, who are experts on this, and discuss together with other faith communities how can we better promote a world where work is organized in a decent way, when work is done such that it serves those who need work, but also in a just way.
Reverend Tveit pointed out that for decent work for all, praying and walking together must also be working together.
If you reflect on that a little, how this fits into the systems, the UN systems, praying.
Actually, this reference to praying, walking and working together is a reference to the motto of Pope Francis' visit to the World Council of Churches last year, where we agreed quite easily that this is what we want to say together. And I think we see in our time that there is a huge movement towards, for example, a better cooperation between the Roman Catholic Church and the World Council of Churches, as we see that we have so much we should do together and we could do together. And many issues where we have the same values, but also we have the same strategies and understanding of what we should do now. And that's why also I think we find it very natural that addressing also the situation of workers, of the future work, is one of these issues that really matters for people. And therefore it matters for us as churches.
Archbishop Paul Richard Gallagher, Secretary for Relations with States of the Holy See, recalled the unique role of the ILO in the development of a human-centered economic agenda. Social justice, which is one of the pillars of the ILO, must be the guiding principles to this end.
Now, in the age of digitalization and artificial intelligence, how can the Church, some may say, speak up or speak about these subjects? There's nothing about that in the Bible.
No, the Bible has many stories and many reflections about the honesty of work, but also the decent payment for work. But Jesus also gives some examples of, okay, well, actually in the kingdom of God there are also other dimensions, and particularly dimensions that make the rich, I would say, forced to rethink why am I rich and what does it mean to be rich? What kind of responsibility is that? And also the risk to fail, to really miss the whole meaning of life if you are too focused on your own wealth. There are many important dimensions to this discussion from the biblical texts. And I think many in the UN organizations and international organizations also see more the potential in working with partners like us and other faith communities, if they really want to have an impact on what's happening in the daily life of people. They realize that church leaders or pastors or whoever we are much closer to the people's life than many of the UN specialists or international specialists. The conference had many interesting dimensions, but one of them was that for us who represented the faith-based organization, who was invited to discuss this theme of work, we saw that when we come to this very relevant and also very basic issue, an important issue for everybody, we have a lot in common. That was also a good experience for us.
One panelist concluded that religions have not only the potential but the responsibility to increase the peace-building notions of dialogue, especially in these times of nationalism and insecurity, of man-made disaster and injustices.